there's an arrogance, I think, that comes from people that have micropenises. But before we get into that, welcome to Neurotic News. I could see you really thinking
Yeah.
about that one, Rathy's like,
Yeah.
I didn't know the episode was going to start like this. I was going to have a couple of announcements. I was just going to say, I am doing my new hour at the Brisbane Comedy Festival again, on the 12th and 13th of November. And I think the 13th is sold out already, but 12th has still got tickets on sale. And I'm doing Spit Shine, which is the hip hop. I really encourage people to go see that if you're in Brisbane, because it's this is all happening in the Brisbane Powerhouse. Spit Shine will be on the 6th and the 13th. Late show, it's Tom Thumb, me, and Sachem's Indigenous rapper who's sick. And we're blending like comedy and beatboxing and hip hop and a band. Anyway, I just thought I'd give that stuff a plug. Yeah. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, so I'm going to go on tour next year. There'll be dates. It looks like I will actually visit Tasmania and Perth and Adelaide and of course Melbourne and Sydney and all that. So I'll be putting all those dates on my website. Anyway, Rathy, is there anything you want to plug?
No, I don't have any. I didn't know you could book things in at the moment, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, now you can, I guess. Now you can, I guess, right? Because it's all over.
It does feel
until
like
the
it's
next
all over.
crisis.
Till the next crisis.
Tag
These are
teams
these are just tentative dates at this stage that people are putting in for these festivals, and like I don't even have ticket links for the dates in January.
Oh,
February.
right. Yeah, yeah.
It'll be February, March, and April that I'll be in those places. But they're just booking it
And
all
they
very
will
late.
happen.
I think they will
happen.
happen for double
Yeah.
vaccinated people. They will happen.
Because remember, things would happen when you plan them.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Well, I wonder if that will ever be back, or if it'll just be like, oh no, there's a tornado now, or whatever, you know.
You just think it'll be just continual, perpetual uncertainty as pandemics and climate and economic instability ravage the planet.
Yeah,
continuously.
So everything will be penciled in. I'll pencil it in, kind of thing.
Yeah, there'll never be any. What have you been up to? Because you're back open again in New South Wales.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Because you get that like paralysis of choice again, like comes back, and the whole like ability to do heaps of things. So you actually it's experienced as more of an overwhelm than a joyous celebration, because I couldn't do anything. Fuck. Like it's harder to, it's weird.
So what you're saying is you're just back to what you were doing in lockdown anyway, which is just staying home out of fear.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not fear of the virus, fear of choosing between like going to the movies or going to a restaurant.
Yeah. Yep. I feel you. Have you been doing a lot of that kind of stuff?
I've just no, I haven't really. I just did one gig.
You've just done one gig.
Yeah. That's the only privilege I've used.
And otherwise, you've just been at home writing.
Yeah. Or just doing nothing. Yeah. But yeah, that was crazy, because it's like I couldn't eat after or sleep, because it was just such, do you know what I mean? Not to talk to anyone for 4 months and then talk to 40 people
with a microphone trying to.
It was just so overwhelming.
Wow.
Of your brain.
Fascinating. So everyone's a bit overwhelmed. People are a bit overwhelmed in New South Wales.
No, I think people love it.
People love it.
Yeah.
But just not you.
I will grow to love it. But I just get used to whatever ecosystem I'm put in.
Right.
Like if you put me underwater and gave me gills, I'd get used to that and then not want to go up into land again. Do you know what I mean? I'll just do whatever.
Let's unpack that. If we put you underwater with gills, you would get used to that and you wouldn't want to become a land creature again. Do you think that?
after 4 months, I'd be like, I've gotten used to. Do you know what I mean? You form a daily routine
Of
to the ecosystem you're in,
being
like being underwater.
being a fish and hunting other fish and living a life as a marine creature. I suppose you would
Yeah,
get used to that after 4 months, wouldn't you?
yeah, upsetting the predator prey dynamic just
Yeah.
underwater.
Well, you
You
become a
just be like,
pest.
exactly, a bottom feeder. Just I like, you know, those I like those creatures that hang on the side of whales.
Is that your spirit animal?
Yeah, yeah, that like weird thing that's like on the side of a whale getting a free ride across the transatlantic.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what this whole pandemic has felt like.
Right.
Because you're just on the side of the great whale of the New South Wales government, just like just like feeding off plankton off the side of the, and by plankton I mean the dine and disaster vouchers. But yeah, just you're like, yeah, I can play mini golf for free. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like
The
and
big
then to be
whale.
cut
The
off
big
so
whale.
unceremoniously.
The big
Yeah,
whale of government, and you're just sucking on its whatever the fuck those fish are doing.
they're great. It's good
Yeah.
to find an animal that you can relate to in this
Yeah.
world of animals, like all the lions and shit. I'm like, nah, gazelles, but that whale one, the whale parasite.
I can see what you mean, because a lion, it's like wool. You want to be pretty full of yourself to be a lion.
Yeah,
I mean, do lions have micro penises?
that'd be crazy, eh? A lion with a micro penis. Because it's so majestic an animal, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, why wouldn't other creatures get micro penises? And when
Yeah,
I
it can't
say,
just be humans.
well, I got to clarify. When I say micro penis, I mean obviously a fly has a micro penis
Yeah.
because it's a fucking fly. But
Yeah.
I just mean like in
Proportionally,
comparison.
though,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fly could have a horse cock.
Yeah.
A horse fly could
For
have a micro penis. Like you could have all combinations of animal with a lion with a micro penis, with like a medically diagnosed lion micro penis, but still just acting like the king of the jungle, like just.
well, I
It's
think.
crazy to think.
Do you think it would be overcompensating? Like it's roaring like a lot. It's like raw. It's like, all right, dude, fucking hell, that guy's probably got a little dick. Like with other.
Right, it's like roaring like a Ferrari, like
Yeah.
like just as a Ferrari, like those Ferraris that roar up. Like,
Yeah, it's like the loud bike guy.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Micro. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like just right. That's that's fascinating. Yeah, I've not thought of that. Like
Well,
species.
yeah, species micro penises. Well, let's think of penises, Let's think of creatures that have penises. You've got horses. These are the famous ones, because we don't want to get into turtles and shit, because I don't even know if they have penises. But
They
like
might come in and out. Yeah. In the head, their head's like a penis because it comes in and out of the
right,
shell.
right. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it is like a penis becoming erect, and then when there's a predator, it shrinks back in again, much like my penis. But but
When a predator comes, it goes, retreats,
yeah,
like a break and enter.
Yeah,
If there's a burglar, it comes back in.
right.
Water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is why I've been banned by the zoo. No, let's be serious for a sec. Yeah, masturbating at the predator pens for a thrill seeker.
Taronga. Yeah.
Taronga.
Just name the zoo you've been banned from. Taronga. Just walking around Coles. Taronga.
So, yeah. So I guess a horse could have a micro penis. Evolutionarily speaking, there are humans with micro penises.
Yeah.
So obviously there'd be horses with micro penises.
There would, yeah.
Anyway,
They probably they win the Melbourne Cup, those ones. Because they're just like, fuck. Like,
they've got a point to prove.
That's what I thought. Are jockeys celebrities? Like, is a jockey like on the back? Do people go, fuck yeah? Like, good job, man. Like after, because do you know what I mean? Because like those guys are 3'7" and stuff. Like, are they rock stars in that ecosystem? Or
I'm gonna have to say yes.
yeah.
I mean, I don't get it because I think it's about the horse myself, micro penis horse or not.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if in any group setting, there'd be the best jockeys and all the other jockeys that look up to him, and there'd be women that want. I mean, are there female?
Well,
jockeys?
you don't see jockeys coming into nightclubs just going, we're the club. Like, there's no jockey type celebration. It's
There
like
is
the
no
Formula One
jockey
drivers have the
celebration.
champagne, they spray the champagne. What are the jockeys
Yeah, it's a
doing?
great point. Well, there's not a big push for female jockeys like in other industries I've noticed.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard
Could
that?
it,
Like more female actresses and directors, more female jockeys?
I guess the disgrace of the horses cancels it all out. It's like
Right,
arguing for more female slave traders or whatever.
right.
But what if a jockey with a horse cock won the Melbourne Cup with a horse that had a micro penis?
That's a really interesting, not a conundrum. It's an interesting pieces of the puzzle that have come together there. So would people go, that horse has a small penis? Like they would probably notice because, horse doesn't wear clothes anymore. I don't know if they ever did, to be honest. And
Yeah.
the jockey, I mean, you don't know how big its penis is, but are you saying that combinations happen? I mean, if the
Yeah.
horse has a micro penis and the jockey has an unusually large penis, is it possible that the jockey's penis is larger than the horse's?
It's like wife swap or whatever, but on the same animal.
Yeah. You mean penis swap, I think.
Yeah, penis swap. Like, it would just be so weird, but it would have happened.
It's probably happened. But I think, the angle that we're talking about here is like what interests me getting a bit deeper now, is the psychology of the micro penis, because I've got girlfriends that have had sex with men with micro penises. And one story that really sticks in my mind is a lesbian couple, friends of mine. They sometimes have sex with men as well, as it is, And they said that they met a guy, had a fast car, rich, the whole cliche. And then when it came to having sex, it turned out he had a micro penis and he was really arrogant. And he's like, here we go, ladies. And he pulled out a micro penis and they had to pretend they had a headache because their just sex wasn't possible, if that makes sense, because of the micro penis. So he was a living cliche, had the car, had the arrogance, had the suit, had the fucking brum brum, the lion roaring, but had a micro penis. So that cliche is real.
Yeah, that's fascinating because it's one of those ones where you think it might almost be the opposite of the cliche is true.
Yeah, well, I think that exists too, right? Like if
Like,
you've
there's
got the
guys who buy
Ferrari.
Ferraris.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're celebrating a large horsecock, like just 24/7. Just going,
Right.
woo. Like, it
That's
could be
them.
that or a midlife crisis.
They're doing circles of the city in their Ferrari celebrating they've got a giant cock.
Yeah. Just going in circles.
Or they're doing circles of the city going, I don't have a micro penis. I don't have a micro penis. Look at my car when they do.
Exactly. The energies are similar.
Interesting.
They would be hard to tell them apart, right?
I think
You wouldn't be able to tell.
women would be better at telling them apart instinctually, I'd imagine. If you're a heterosexual woman, you're like, that's micro penis energy or that's big dick energy.
Like there'd be like a sommelier trying a wine that was a 1954 vintage versus like a 1957. You know, that specificity of
Right. Yeah.
like a truffle pig
A truffle
for
pig for dick energy.
yeah.
A truffle
Whereas I'd
pig is
just be
dick
like, oh, I
energy.
think that guy's celebrating something. I don't know. You know, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to
He's
tell.
doing well. He's doing very well.
Yeah.
He's doing very well. Yeah, well, I think what should happen if you've this is what I had this discussion with my ex-girlfriend. We had a big chat about what to do if you have a micro penis, like how you should approach it. And she said, this is just I'm just trying to pass on from a woman's perspective who'd been with someone with a micro penis. She said, what you need to do is you need to first of all, you go on the date, right? And you put your personality first. So you know, she's like, wow, he's got a great personality. Okay. You go on as many dates as possible without having sex. Right. So, you know, and then she starts going, fuck, when are we going to have sex? This is weird. And then eventually the times come, you know, you can't stop not have sex. So you've got to do it. So you invite her back or whatever. And then, you know, you do a lot of, you go down on her first. Like it's all about her sexually. You know, you're pleasing her as much as you can, you know, before you've revealed your penis. And then, um, and then you go, I'm about to show you the smallest penis in the world. Right? Bit of a joke. She's going to laugh at that. That's a very funny thing to say mid sex. You're about to see the world's smallest penis. She laughs. Then you show your penis and she goes, wow, this is a micro penis. And you go, no worries. And, you know, I can do other things and I've got toys and stuff. And there's other ways, there are other things we can do. So by the time she gets to the micro penis, good personality, is good at having pleasuring me sexually and has other, you know, the micro penis comes last, but there's other options. So by then, you know, the micro penis is put into perspective.
Yeah. That hypothetical guy that you're talking about in that situation would be really good at job interviews. I feel
yeah,
like
exactly.
just so good at going, I can do this and just doing everything
Yeah.
around the job.
He is literally the what's your greatest weakness? Probably that I'm too smart. Like that's basically
Yeah.
he's that guy.
It sounds like a Shark Tank pitch. It's like
Yeah.
great personality, but I think the micro penis.
Yeah. So he comes out and goes, I've got a great personality, sense of humor, can pleasure you sexually. I've got toys. And then the judges are like, yeah, but the micro penis, I think it's going to be a problem for me. I'm out.
Yeah. Then another guy's like, I like the way you diversified your portfolio. I think it's an interesting combination. I'm going to invest 20, like, or whatever. Like, I'm going to invest in that.
Yeah. I'm going to invest in the micro penis idea.
Startup. It's a micro penis startup for some reason. Like they're all on those circling chairs, swivel chairs going, right.
Yeah.
We're going to create a crypto payment platform for really, really small condoms. Like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Think outside the box.
Yeah. They're just trying to brainstorm around micro penises. What about a lotion you can rub on the penis and pleasure with rubbing instead of because it's too small to touch? You could have a rubbing lotion for the micro penis. People just having brainstorming sessions.
That's why I hired you, Stephen.
Someone with real life experience. By the way, I love your Ferrari.
Yeah, it's just a startup of people with micro penises discussing microtech, like micro. It's like a tech.
Yeah, it's people with micro penises in a startup discussing micro technologies and microchips.
If she says that's the smallest dick I've ever seen, just talk about Ethereum and the exciting new opportunities for your crypto wallet.
As someone with a micro penis, I have a microchip that you can put on a woman, and then it allows her to have augmented reality where your penis is larger using micro technology for my micro penis. Hear it, micro invest.
What about we sell it as microdosing a micro penis? You can microdose mushrooms. Why not microdose a microscopic cock? And it creates new pathways in the brain.
Smaller cock, a smaller amount, but every day. But you take it every day.
20 milligrams
of the micro penis.
20 milligrams a day can actually help your creativity, because you're like, oh my.
You want to enhance your creativity if you've got a micro penis, because it's one of the things you're going to have to lean on, creativity.
Novelty increases brain pathways. So if you've never seen a micro penis, it can actually grow your brain, because you're like, my God, that's small. And it creates a new connection in the hippocampus.
New ways of thinking about penises. And you're seeing a small penis. You're like, I've never seen a small penis. How do I feel about this? It's funny to like, there's small dicks and then there's like micro. Like that's harsh. That's harsh terminology.
You can't use scientific terminology. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when they bring scientific terminology into places of leisure.
Yeah, like fat pussy. Like that could be insulting to a woman. Men don't want small penises. Women don't want a big fat old pussy.
Well, you don't want like medical terminology associated with.
Yeah, you don't want it to be an enlarged vulva syndrome. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that. It just sounds way worse. She's got a big pussy. That's not going to deter men.
You don't want something that can be found in a Refidex of terminology.
Yeah.
Like for scientists and so on.
Speaking of discomfort and uncomfortable topics and stuff, I liked your idea recently of bringing subtitles into real life.
Yeah. Well, that's because I was watching Squid Game.
Right.
And I noticed that they dubbed it.
Right.
Like that was the generic way they presented it, was like people want it dubbed. And I just thought, fuck, that sucks. Dubbing.
You don't like dubbing?
It should be banned. You know, I love subtitles. Like I use subtitles for James Bond. You know, I'll use them for
really
English speaking. Yeah, because it's like, I feel like watching a movie without subtitles is like climbing a cliff without a harness. Like you're going to miss important details.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Like,
yeah. Don't you find them distracting though? Because your eyes have to keep drifting down to read.
No, I can't hear words, or subtext. I don't understand most movies anyway. Like I need the subtitles. It's like a harness. Like if I don't have subtitles, I'm free solo climbing.
Right.
You know, It's a risk. And I also think subtitles for real life would be great, but with like subtext. So like if someone's like, you're gay, it'll have like sarcastically in brackets next to it or whatever.
It'd be great to have subtitles for that. You put on Google goggles or what, like, you know, like an advanced pair of glasses, and it interprets people's intent.
Yeah. Because I had a brain injury, which means I don't understand banter. So I don't know if it's like banter is disrespect or if it's a bonding experience that I'm just not aware of.
Right. Yes.
Like the barista's like, that's the worst shirt I've ever seen. I'm like, like I'd love some subtitles going, he means it, malicious intent in brackets.
Warning, malicious intent.
Well, not a bonding experience, doesn't like your shirt and so on. Like it would just make life easier to compute.
I agree with you, because basically my problem is almost the opposite in the sense, well, no, actually it's not. It's the same. I just mean like my brain is interpreting reality as malicious intent for every conversation, anything that's ever been said or done to me.
Yeah.
Like if someone could be like, I could be sitting at a table at my 40th and someone would be like, happy birthday. I'm like, malicious intent, malicious, you know, like it doesn't matter.
Trying to embarrass me in a group setting. That's way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to embarrass me in a group setting.
Being undermined by friends and family, being undermined. Like, yeah, it's just
everything. Like everything is just malicious intent. So it'd be nice
So
to have
subtitles help.
glasses. Subtitles could be nice for like, that's actually just sarcastic.
With love bracket.
And you know
like
what?
Asterisks.
It'd be nice the other way too. Because you know what I've found? I am a bit emotionally retarded. And sometimes I say things and there's no emotion. It just comes out monotone.
Oh, yeah.
And people think I'm being disrespectful when I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
so a disrespect
it happens
modulator.
A lot. It happens a lot when I go, oh, that's interesting. People go,
Right.
oh, well, okay, sorry, man. It's not that interesting. No, I'm serious. I'm interested in your fucking bullshit about engineering or, whatever.
It's like when you go, wow, they go, oh, it's not that interesting. And you're like, no, wow, really?
Really?
Yeah,
Whale.
I had that.
Whales come in the sea or, whatever the thing you're wowing about.
Yeah. Planktons can live parasitically off the side of a whale for 4 years. Yeah. How could that apply to my life? But yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
wow.
they think that happened to me.
Wow.
That happened to me when I did actually get a haircut the other day. And when I got, I got like, they greet you and stuff now with like a flute of champagne. It's all changed. But anyway, yeah. She was like,
okay. They greet you now with a flute of champagne. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll just go along with this haircut.
She goes, oh, you got a lot of equipment on you. And I just had a bunch of books. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's because there's a cleaner cleaning up the apartment. So I just needed, and she's like, oh, you don't trust her. And I was like, no, I do actually trust her. She's great. I trust her I trust her so much. I just wanted some books to read while she was cleaning, but she just meant it as a joke. But I had no idea.
Yeah, this is the worst conversation that I've ever heard of. You come in and she goes, you've got a lot of equipment and you were carrying books. This is a classic hairdresser, conversation. Just doesn't make any sense. Just clutching at just something to, and you're like, yeah, no, I trust her. She's like, good. See, it would have been nice to have joking, alert,
bracket, subtitle asterisks, bit of a joke, friendly banter. Then I could have gone, oh yeah, no, I couldn't trust her as far as I could throw her. I hide everything.
I don't trust her. She's Guatemalan.
I keep everything in a safe.
Racist joke. Like she'd be getting that. Racist joke.
Don't laugh.
Racist joke, laugh. Racist joke, laugh.
Check vaccine passport, asked to leave. But yeah, it totally. That's exactly the same situation, I think.
Well, what I've noticed from dating apps is that's banter is what it's all about. Have you noticed that when you were on dating?
Everyone wants to have a banter, and it's banter and guac.
I like
guacamole.
I like guacamole and banter. That's every fucking dating app. It's like, then you banter with them and they're like, whoa, there's no banter.
I've never bantered.
I don't want to banter.
Before. I've never successfully bantered, I think.
I don't think I've ever bantered. Plus, we're professional comedians. So like, you think we want to finish work and riff? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't want to bring my work to just keep it serious.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, you don't say to a dentist at a bistro, do you want to have a look at this indented molar?
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Exactly. I probably would say that, but yeah, I mean, normal people. Yeah.
I'd be like, is it normal to have this plaque on my eyes? But yeah, I think, yeah, exactly.
And man, you know what it's like being a comedian. They're like, make me laugh. Like you see that a lot in dating profiles. Make me laugh. Ain't gonna happen. It reminds me a lot of when I used to have an office job, and this is the biggest cliche there is. The boss goes, "You're probably going to put me in your stand-up, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Do you ever get that? Did you ever get that?
I've never had a job long enough for them to know that I was doing comedy.
Well, you dodged
as
the bullet.
well. Yeah, I think you've got to be in for a bit.
Every job, everyone I've known who's ever been a comedian, they all get it. You're a comedian, eh? Probably put me in your jokes.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me of a great story of 3 dangerously mentally ill clowns, as I call open micers. Mentally ill clowns who are dangerous. Anyway, it was me and my mate Brian and Shane. And Brian is autistic. And he has a thing about the dates on money has to be in order and shit. Anyway, whatever. Funny guy.
They all have something.
Yeah, they all have something.
It's a choose your own adventure of quirks.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
some of them into labradoodles, some trade crypto. Like, it's just you pick a thing and go with it.
Yeah, man. It's
Greta Thunberg was into climate change. That was her thing.
Yeah.
Mine was infrastructure. I liked buildings and
right. Yeah, bridges.
You know, you just choose the thing.
Yeah, choose a thing.
Building it.
Yeah. You're at the construction site. Keep building. They're like, who's this guy? And so we're standing there, right? This is just to give you an indication of what Brian's like. I go, I hate it when you have a day job and your boss goes, don't put me in your sketch. And Shane goes, yeah, me too. My boss said, hey, bloody, I bet you're doing comedy. You're probably putting me in your bloody jokes. And then Brian goes, yeah, my boss said, hey, man, don't put me in your jokes. And I said, I won't. You're dull and uninteresting. And he went, oh, geez, man, I've known you for 7 years. That's a bit harsh. And I just went, he wasn't joking. He's just like, I went,
just a complete dismissal.
He feels nothing.
Which is great.
Bliss.
Absolutely the happiest guy I know. But yeah, it's just because he feels nothing.
Yeah, totally.
Like, don't give a fuck. Energy.
He's happy.
But that's the thing with, I could never join the mafia because of the banter.
The banter's risky in the mafia.
It's like cracking a safe. Banter in the mafia.
Oh yeah.
Breaking balls is like cracking a safe. Like, you've got to get 6-7-2. If you go 6-7-4, you're dead. You know what I mean? Yes. You're like, oh, that shirt. It's like, you've been on the bay with the guys. You like, you know what I mean? You got to get.
Well, you're saying that it's dangerous because if you misstep, they'll fucking shoot you in the face, which happens in every mafia movie. Someone goes, hey, yeah, well, you know what? I said that to your mother. And they just go.
But you don't know where the line is, but you're required to do it. You've got to do it all day, like all day. Like, the shoes don't look like the other guy because your dad's a gay, or whatever. And then, then you get like, that's fine. But then your mother said, "What? What's funny about my mother?" You know, like, it's just
fuck yeah. That's the high mafia banter is the highest risk banter there is.
Yeah,
because
it's required.
It's required to be part of the group.
But you can't just be in the mafia not doing it. Like going, yes, I don't have a mother. She perished in the 90s.
Yes, my mother is fat. Yeah. You've got to join in. But if you join in the wrong way, gay, you want a pair of cement shoes with that joke?
You're like, no, I thought it was, we were all saying stuff. Yeah. To everyone. Like, it'd be awful. Such a stressful job.
Something that happened to me recently that I think is really interesting is that I had some bit where I impersonated a racist, going like, "Oh, fucking, I'm a racist." Like, it was some, just an act out on stand up. And one of my friends who's a big inner city lefty, which happens a lot in the arts, big inner city lefty in Sydney, goes, "Oh, that's classist." And I was just like, what? Like, they're just people I know from Toowoomba and shit where I grew up. We're just like those bogans. But apparently now there's a new term running around. Classism has always existed, but what it comes from is that idea that the upper classes prey on the lower classes. And it's there's a structural issue there with wealth, that their wealth isn't being redistributed and stuff. And that is like something that's serious, like that people should all have the equal rights to healthcare, education, welfare, and things to ensure the society is more equal. That's like my idea of classism. But this is like this cultural classism, which is like you shouldn't impersonate bogans.
Yeah.
Because that's classist, which is, I just think, fucking ridiculous. Firstly, because inner city cunts are the most fucking classist there are, because as if a tradie has time to study gender issues or understand the complexities of gender and identity politics.
Yeah, the very, like, they can't. Yeah, it's. I feel like class has shifted as well. Like it used to be associated with wealth.
Yeah.
But now the guy that's like, what are you fucking looking at, is making more than that. Well, that's actually the pronoun for this thing. You know what I mean? So
that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Is like, that's why it's cultural now. And I don't think there's a problem. Like, no, but like I perform in taverns and pubs to people that have trades and working class from fucking, I do gigs in Ipswich to Toowoomba or wherever. And those people who have trades and grew up in those families aren't, you know, and you make fun of bogans, they're like, don't make fun of my fucking culture.
Yeah, they love it.
They love it.
They love it out there.
They love it over there.
Like, yeah, it's weird because, like, say if you go to the farmer's market and you buy heirloom tomatoes, that means you're upper class now, even if your job is just some weird bullshit kind of,
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like taste, not. It's like your lifestyle and taste is what's makes you upper class, not your actual income. Because electricians used to be about, and tradies, and there's a lot of people that are actually making really good money in working jobs who have make more money than us and have a bit more access to, like, you know, like superannuation, and like I'll never get superannuation.
No, the guy that's like, fucking get off, cunt, is like making, like, has a great super account. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's working class people I know that, like, mate of mine that installs firewalls, like literal, actual like checks for fire safety between walls. That dude's so rich.
Yeah, he's making
never
more
out
than
of
the
work.
guy doing. Yeah, he's making more than the guy that's dealing with firewalls on his website about pastrami or whatever.
Yeah,
like that he's making a Patreon off.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like he's making more than some like latte sipper in the gig economy. That's like, excuse me.
Yeah, I believe that's
actually
classist.
Yeah, it used to be about class was like family heirlooms. It used to be about that. Now it's like, oh, do you like heirloom tomatoes? Okay, you're upper class, even though you make $5 a day or whatever.
Yeah, or you make $10 a year working on your new startup app that's for bisexuals to get cheaper access to dildos or whatever the fucking crazy shit is.
Discounted dildo delivery. Strap-ons, strap to backs delivered to those strapped for cash. Like, yeah, you that guy's, making, $5K a year, but he's still viewed as
upper class,
which is so weird. And then you got like the proletarian aristocracy, like some guy on a jet ski with a McMansion going, fuck yeah, can't, like that guy is lower class. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that guy's,
it's bullshit.
Like, what's going on? It's like in the 18th century, if a coal miner was like making more than my lord.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like in the 18th century, the guy going, hello, my lord, was making like millions. And the guy going, hey, governor, I don't know what day it is for the porridge. That guy was scum. Now it's the opposite. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy's like, I do eat porridge, but you fucking what? Like,
yeah, he's got superannuation. He's got, there's welfare. There's fucking, they get paid more. Like, yeah.
Well, those big McMansions where they got like 4 flat screens? That's a guy on a jet ski who like installs fucking chimneys. Just like fucking, can't fucking, yes. Yeah.
Totally.
And the guy on the dole that did like social studies for 4 years is upper class.
Yeah. He's like, I say, sign for. And this guy like rocks in and he's fucking done up ute with mags going, fucking hell, who's this puff? And that's offensive.
Yeah.
What do you mean, mate? And then like, that's what I mean. Like the inner city left have made themselves intellectually out of reach for people that are just working regular jobs.
Yeah.
because they're
they
always
just don't.
offensive.
They don't understand the vocabulary of the way you would talk to be in that class.
Yeah.
But that class really is just people going to share house parties and having quince paste picnics on $20 a day or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just,
and they've got access to streaming services and stuff, and they're talking about movies and shows. Whereas fucking jet ski,
they know the plot line to Succession off by heart or whatever. You know,
they're talking about the political issues in Succession, whereas jet ski man's like, fuck, did you watch Seven Mate last night? Fucking hell, reruns of Neighbours.
Yeah, fucking Rory's up to his old tricks again on fucking Love Island. Like they're just and they eat Macca's.
Yeah.
Or whatever. They're like, Macca's is good, eh? Like, but they're making $200K a year. You know,
this kind of weird idea that we can't make fun of them.
Well, they are the elites in terms of money, just not cultural capital.
Yeah, I know, whatever. But it's like,
so then you should be able to. They are the elites.
Trying to revere here.
Jet skis and racism. What is the culture we're trying to respect here? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
But also, I've been like,
is that pointing the gun down? Are we pointing the gun down when we go, "Oi, mate, you fucking Macca, check this out! I got a new ute."
Yeah, even though that guy makes more than the person who's like, anyway, you've got to really understand the intricacies of intersectionality or whatever.
Yeah.
That person's like on the dole, just like reading Kierkegaard.
Yeah.
In a share house, being called an elite.
Yeah.
Those elites in the city, the CBD, macchiato men, they've got fucking tubes attached to their nipples with plant-based milk. That's what they think's happening in the city.
The transgender people, they're transitioning into coffee machines in the city is what the working class think. They're becoming half person, half coffee machine, so they can go and give their latte sipping friends free lattes out of their own tea.
That's what they think. It's macchiato man with the milk tubed out of the nipples.
Yeah.
That's all it is now. Class warfare is the guy on the jet ski going, fuck yeah. And then macchiato man going, excuse me.
Yeah.
I have plant-based milk through my catheter.
You're right though. I mean, class warfare, when we think about it now, is basically inner city people going, you don't understand what it's like for intersectional, bisexual, non-binary people and then what working class people going, I don't fucking get it. It's political correctness gone fucking mad. Dad, on a jet ski. It's not like in Marx's day when there were no weekends, there was no overpay, there was no minimum wage, there was no age limit to like working. There was no safety conditions or requirements, and people were just getting worked literally to death. And he was like, oh, I think there should be some rights. And they were like, fuck yeah, dad.
Yeah, that was weird because the jet ski people were talking to Marx. Like Marx was like, jet ski people, you have rights. Rise up and unite. The high vis will conquer. And they were like, yes, thanks, me lord. Thanks, me lord. Like there was a guy in high vis reading Das Kapital going, yes, we should fucking overthrow.
Dude, on the release of Das Kapital or whatever it was, the Communist Manifesto, the whole of Europe went into revolt.
That wouldn't happen now.
Imagine like what inner city do. Like now it's like, it's not my job to educate you. Whereas Marx is like, I'll educate you. Here's the book.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
It to you.
Marx was actually
there was
talking,
like coal miners sitting around just listening to Marx going, yes. Hegelian dialectics, yes. Or whatever, you know.
Yeah, which is like the equivalent of a non-binary inner city like web blogger who has an app that delivers niche farm to plate
biodynamic butt plugs.
Biodynamic butt plugs.
Goes to Fitzy's in Logan.
Yeah.
And has like a sit down.
Yeah, where we do gigs and sits down and goes, okay, everybody, listen up. Here's the revolution. We want you guys to start, being more politically correct. What is the goal here? It's like, they're getting paid pretty well,
Yeah. It's the incomes are completely. It's the milords are making $20 an hour on their weird gig economy job now.
Yeah.
Like, hello, my lord. Like, they're all fucking on $20.
Well, that's what's funny about people having to go at stand-ups for being classist, because firstly, we play a style of theatre, for lack of a better way of putting it, that is directly meant to be accessible by people at Fitzy's in Logan and Ipswich and Toowoomba and Mount Druitt or wherever the fuck, Frankston. That's where our stand-up's meant to work.
Yeah.
And should work, right? So we're doing a style of theatre that's for those people, and we're going, hey, isn't it funny when you guys go down your jet ski, and they laugh.
And they go, yeah, it is funny, mate. I like the way you do it. That's the subtext. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they do, though. You've done those gigs. Except for the ones where they're like, your working class heroes waiting for you in the car park going, what'd you fucking say, mate?
Yeah. Yeah, they, of course, he's like walking around doing a chicken dance, keying all the cars in the parking lot because he's been kicked out. But yeah, he's a hero. But yeah, that's the other thing. Like the opera people, they would be the people that would be like, that's classist. You know, like the type of people that go to like the Marriage of Figaro and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's deliberately confusing. It's like, that is why betwixt two legions is a third. Do you know what I mean? Like it's deliberately exclusionary. Like you're never going to see a fucking crane lift guy at the Phantom of the Opera. Do you know what I mean? Because it's deliberately
building site sitting there going, here we go, sweetheart, a bit of a laugh.
See him with the mask, his face has been disfigured. It's a metaphor, cunt. But yeah, it's like, it's weird.
They don't want to see high-vis people at the cafe where they're serving, heirloom tomatoes with a goat cheese. They don't want to see because they don't like it. Because I go to those cafes and I don't like it when the high vis sits down and goes, fucking hell, this is a bit all right, isn't it? Like, I'm really shocked by the fanciness.
Yeah, they're like, fucking farmers market. Fuck. Like, it disrupts the equilibrium of the bourgeois vibe.
Yeah.
Like, if they come into the degustation, like 12 meals on little plates or whatever. Like, they're like, fuck this guy. Who's this uncultured swine?
The funny thing is, so many of my mates that work in trades are woke, and like it's like that thing we were saying about Joe Rogan. Like, the truth is, we're making jokes and stuff about the extremes, but the truth is so many of the trades, because of, like we say, like access to culture now is so great that you do see them at the degustation, you do see them at the fancy cafe, you do see them eating organic, they do microdose, they do fucking do the gym ice bath wellness shit. You know what I mean? Like, there is a Venn diagram of crossover. Like, we're joking,
Michelin-starred restaurant.
Yeah.
Sitting next to a bricky's labourer in high-vis microdosing shrooms and eating a duck l'orange because he can afford it.
And a bit of duck l'orange is all right, sweetheart.
Well, it actually makes sense because they're making so much money to go to those like Aria type restaurants. Meanwhile, like the inner city bourgeois gig economy person is like, doing meal prep because they can't afford.
Yeah, or they go to cafes that are made to look like they're working class, shitty factory reformed, exposed bricks. Like,
is that cultural appropriation?
Well, again, it's part of the elitism of the inner city bullshit where they're like, oh, it's classes, but they go to cafes.
There's a fancy hotel down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a fancy hotel down the road that's just like the docks. Like, it's where docks workers were. So like, it's like a museum to the lost working class that used to work there.
Yeah.
But it's like so bougie and fancy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
like the Powerhouse. It's like one of my favorite venues in Australia, and it's just an old powerhouse where people used to dig coal and shovel it into fires, literally.
Yeah, the hotels are becoming increasingly museums to a lost working class type vibe.
Yeah.
Which is weird because
the real working class struggle is happening overseas.
Yeah.
It's like, like it's the children at gunpoint that mine the minerals in your phone.
Yeah.
Or it's the Chinese political dissidents putting your phone together or sewing your shirt together.
They don't have motorbike BMXs and stuff.
Yeah. They don't have a jet ski.
A dirt bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, don't you think the Bogans, like, they would go to the gentrified hotel and be like, what the fuck? is this. I want to go to the Sheraton where they've got big fancy shit that's tacky. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they wouldn't want it because it reminds them of work. They're like, that reminds me of a crane I used to use. Like, so they want to go, they want to go to the Hilton and go, red carpet treatment. Fuck. I have a surf and turf at the Sheraton.
Totally. And I get
There's that as well.
I get that. I mean, I drift between both. Like I totally do the inner city organic wellness cafe, but equally don't mind just a fucking buffet. Get in there and get a Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
And a bit of a go on the wave runner.
Go to the South China Sea and then jump a ramp.
Yeah.
After.